Now, recently, I've been catching up with the Black Clover manga. I'm still a ways behind, but I'm having a really good time. And honestly, I gotta say from the jump that no matter what problems Black Clover has, I can't help but to really enjoy this series, right? It's actually really enjoyable. It has a lot of fun stuff. Sure, it has a lot of tropes, but to be honest with you, a lot of series that you may enjoy more than likely have a bunch of tropes at this point. We're at a time period in anime and manga right now where people are just kind of throwing everything that you used to love about different series and kind of maybe throwing their own twists on it, whatever, and moving forward. The problem with Black Clover was early on, it felt as though it was taking all of these tropes and not doing anything different. And I think that was a very problematic aspect of the beginning of Black Clover. It just felt like, oh, you're taking this from Naruto, this from Fairy Tail, blah blah, etc., opposed to a series like, let's say, My Hero Academia, where it took kind of a lot of aspects as well, but then did its own things very early on. And Black Clover, it took a while to really find its stride and find out what type of series it wants to be, what it is, and things of that nature. But again, I gotta say, like, Black Clover, and I'll have like an update video here in the future of, like, you know, what I'm thinking of the manga, because it's getting pretty interesting right now where I'm at. I want to say I'm like at chapter 118, 19, something like that. It's really dope. But I wanted to say, and I wanted to ask you guys, do you think it is too late for Black Clover to kind of get that spotlight and recognition that it deserves? Now, I do think Black Clover has gotten semi-popularity at the very least in the West. People talk about it, people are aware of it, people watch it, but I feel as though it's definitely, when it comes to like the big shonen that are popping right now, it's kind of the black sheep. You'll have, you know, of course, My Hero Academia at the helm of it all, then Seven Deadly Sins, and, you know, there's quite a few series that, you know, they get their props or whatever, and even series that are kind of hated, they still get, you know, because they're like predecessor was Naruto, like Boruto, for example. You know, all of these series that one way or another, they get their just dues. But Black Clover, again, I feel as though it's constantly the black sheep of current shonen manga and anime. People just always ridicule it. They say it's just the most generic and worst series or whatever. And I think a lot of that has to do of, again, what happened early on with the series. Early on, between some of the problematic aspects of the anime alone that people won't let go. Because I gotta tell you right now, if your problem with the anime was something that I had a problem with early on, and that was Asta's voice, they completely fixed it. I want to say with the Japanese version. The English didn't really have that problem, but the Japanese version of Asta's voice, they fixed it. He's not making your ears bust anymore. I'm not sure exactly what episode that happened, but they definitely fixed that problem. So if that was a problem you had with Black Clover, swipe it away. Gone. It's no more. He's not screaming anymore, thankfully. I mean, he's still enthusiastic, but it's not that ear-bleeding enthusiasm that he had at the very least. But again, a big problematic aspect for the story anyway is that people just, again, they felt like it was too cliche and too heavy on everything we've seen in shonen anime and manga. Again, like, you know, the whole Naruto and Sasuke situation, Asta and Yuno, the whole world, it kind of just feels like, oh, it's fairy tale. And, you know, it's just something that really plagued the series early on. And to this day, people don't want to give it a chance because they feel as though, like, well, why am I going to waste my time on this? I've already seen this before. And that's a mindset that a lot of people have when even looking at Black Clover or even talking about Black Clover. People just don't want to give it a try because they might have given it like an episode or two and they just seen all those problems. So that's why I brought forth this video of, is it too late for Black Clover? Is it because it had a troubled start that it won't get to where it kind of gets its just dues and gets, you know, possibly to that acclaim of, you know, being the next whatever, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, or, you know, rivaling My Hero Academia? I want to say in Japan, at the very least, from what I've been hearing and in the recent chapters, the past like 3 or 4 months, everybody's saying that it's been great. And again, when I catch up, I'll give you guys an update on how I feel about that, whatever. So, you know, it definitely finds its stride. But even earlier than that, it found its stride, honestly. I want to say, if we're talking anime wise, probably in episode 16 to 20, that's where it really found its stride. And I don't think that it's too late for Black Clover, and I'm gonna tell you why. The same thing that's going on with Black Clover, not necessarily the same, I don't want to say the same before people, oh, no, but an issue that another series had, but it overcame it, and look where it's at now. Let's take example One Piece. Now, world's difference. One Piece, I'm going to tell you bottom line, is way better than Black Clover. Better writing, all of that good stuff, right? I'll say I really enjoy Black Clover's art. Just saying, but One Piece, way better than Black Clover. So don't get it twisted. I'm comparing them and saying that Black Clover is just as good as One Piece. No. But One Piece, a lot of people said early on why they couldn't get into it. Now it's a whole different reason. People say it's too long or whatever. But they said it was too slow. They just did not like that. It was too slow. The art was real kiddie. You know, a lot of people had problems with One Piece early on. And it was when we got to Marineford, you know, the whole big Whitebeard war, where this explosion happened. I remember, and I've told this story before, but I remember when I got on YouTube and I was trying to talk about One Piece, how the ridicule was real. You know, there was a point where people, the comment section would just be like, why are you into this kiddie bullshit? One Piece is terrible, blah, blah, blah. But now look, One Piece has, not only in Japan, but in the West, respect, popularity, all of that stuff One Piece achieved, even though early on there's a lot of problematic aspects. People say, and I'll say it's a fair assessment, that One Piece doesn't really take off or get to a big moment up until about Arlong Park, which in the anime, that's, I want to say, around episode 30, somewhere around there. So that's decent, you know, that's a decent chunk of episodes. But One Piece overcame that over time, and I think that that's the secret, and that's the key for Black Clover to really take off, is that it needs that one big arc. And I can honestly argue this for almost any series, because I've seen it happen with multiple series where there's that one big arc and everyone gets interested because they keep hearing word to mouth of like how good it was, so everybody wants to try it out. I think Black Clover is one really huge and dramatic arc away from having that same type of effect where everybody will jump into Black Clover. Because to be honest with you, Black Clover, like I said with the anime, about episode 16 it pretty much picks up, and yeah, it still has its tropes and some things that you question, but nevertheless it's a pretty damn enjoyable series, right? So I think if we have this one arc where either a major character dies, but it's done very well, the writing is tight, everything about it, and the fans of Black Clover now won't shut up about it, Black Clover can take off, and Black Clover can finally get to where it's just due. Because I'll tell you right now, Yuki Tabatsu's art, the creator of Black Clover, the author, the artist, all of that, I say his art is some of my favorite art currently in Shonen Jump right now. When I look at those character designs, the dramatic facial reactions, all that stuff, bar none, he's one of my favorites. Like, his art is incredible. When he's on point anyway, because sometimes they rush the magazine and all sorts of stuff. So I will say Black Clover, hands down, it has really awesome art. The characters are interesting. And again, just as the story progresses, it turns into its own. So if One Piece, for example, and again, One Piece, great story, all of that stuff, I'm not comparing, I'm just saying that it went through a similar situation. If One Piece could overcome it with having that big arc that people go through these episodes that they may have not wanted to or they didn't enjoy, but then eventually they really got into One Piece, same thing could happen with Black Clover. Honestly, I fell off of Black Clover's anime for a little bit. I was like, yeah, okay, started doing filler. It was really slow in the beginning as well. That was another problem Black Clover had, but once it picked up, it took off. Thing is, I was already kind of a little more of a mindset of I enjoy Black Clover anyway, so I gave it a chance. I think, again, it's not too late for Black Clover. I think that it's one arc away, one major arc away, whether it's in the anime, the manga, or both, from having that explosion and possibly catching back up to series like My Hero Academia or The Promised Neverland, which has incredible fan base. And once that anime comes out, Promised Neverland is going to be woo out of here. And again, Black Clover, I think it's a really awesome series. It just needs a little bit more of a, oh, it had its problems, but take a look now type of situation. Kind of curious what you guys think about it though. For Black Clover fans, I guess, one, do you guys think it's too late for it to get to that notoriety and success and popularity and respect and all of that stuff that, the bigger series have? Like, is it too late for that? And if it's not too late, what do you think it needs in order to get there? For people that aren't into Black Clover, maybe tried an episode or two, do you think that there's a possibility that Black Clover could do something? You could hear word of mouth or something that would get you to jump back into it or give it a try or give it another try or whatever. I'm telling you right now, Black Clover, I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites. It's not the best as far as writing. I'll stress that. I think it gets way better with the writing, but it's not the best at writing, but it's just a really fun adventure. And at the end of the day, most of us, if not all of us, we read and watch anime and manga to be entertained, and it's very, very entertaining. And your overall thoughts of this discussion is something on my mind for a while, like, is it too late for Black Clover? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, follow me on Twitch, and hit the bell to get all notifications on this channel. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
We make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you move.